So there's no denying that, of course, the government has had to make some plans as to how to distribute the existing supplies. So this is what the government's priority sectors are. They include, of course, domestic PNG, CNG transport and LPG production. These will continue to get full supply. As far as fertilizer units are concerned, they will get allocated 70% of their average use. Other sectors will get 80% subject to operational availability. The supply may be curtailed to OMCs and petrochemicals. So clearly, a priority list has been devised as far as which sectors will get gas, natural gas and others on a priority basis. So certainly domestic supply of LPG and PNG, CNG transport. Remember, a lot of cities in India use CNG for transport, including buses, cabs, autos, etc. Fertilizer units will get 70% of average use, other sectors 80% subject to operational availability, but supply may be curtailed to OMCs and petrochemicals. So domestic use certainly a priority as far as the government is concerned. Oil marketing companies, petrochemical companies, etc. would be lower on the priority list. Once again, the priority list for the government, including domestic PNG sectors, CNG transport, LPG production, they will continue to get full supply. There will be no curtailment here. Fertilizer units will be allocated 70% of average use, other sectors 80% subject to operational availability. But supply likely to be curtailed to OMCs and petrochemicals. But what we're witnessing in many cities across the country is that commercial commercial LPG supply has also been curtailed. These would include, of course, industries like hotel, restaurants, etc. There have been complaints that they are not getting their supplies on demand. Domestic supplies, though, continue to be uninterrupted as of now. My colleague Pallavi is also joining us with more on this. So, Pallavi, a clear plan, a clear list of priority that has been devised by the government.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The entire idea of the essential commodities also, apart from the fact that the prioritization of what is called a rationalization, is to ensure that the critical sectors are taken care of. So when that Gazette order has been released, Shivani, it essentially, one, of course, gives priority as far as the domestic users are concerned. They are going to be the priority, obviously, as far as giving out of the LPG cylinders are concerned. But apart from that, there are many other sectors of the economy which may come under the category of commercial, but they are extremely critical. For example, one is fertilizer. That's very important for the agrarian sector. This is the sowing season. And there was this sense which was felt that, you cannot leave this particular sector untouched. The second, of course, happens to be the medical sector as it is concerned. That is also another sector which is being given priority to. No clarity yet what big step is going to be taken by the government to reassure the hotel industry, who have written multiple letters to the petroleum minister, and also they've raised concerns over what really does the future hold for them.
All right. Pallavi, you're also bringing us information, of course, of how 100% supply has been assured to domestic piped gas to homes and for CNG for vehicles. Now, this is, of course, very important. These are, of course, not just the matter of whether people can cook at home, but also about transport facilities being available uninterrupted. We cannot have, in many of our cities, dependent on CNG transport to be curtailed at all. And this would have the greatest impact as far as, quality of life is concerned, and therefore the government's focus on ensuring that these two continue to get uninterrupted supply.